This mill house in the background, as I understand, was built in 1915. And my friend Dr. Future and I used to do a lot of fishing down here. And one day we were fishing down here about 1942 or 3. So while we were fishing, Doc said, Bill, let's buy the damn pond. I said, okay, that suits me. So we got back down here to the mill house, and Alan Harrell, which is Gordon's uncle, he owned the mill and the pond. So Doc asked him if he wanted to sell it. And Alan said, well, I guess I would. So Doc said, well, how much you want for it? He said, oh, I don't know, I'll take $5,000 for it. So Doc was the kind of man that always liked to strike while the iron was hot. So he turned to me and said, Bill, what do you think? I said, okay, by me. So Doc wrote out an option, got Alan to sign it. Of course, neither of us wanted to put $2,500 in it. So we got back to town and we got 8 other men to go in with it, which made 10. And each one of us put up $550, and we bought it. And that was in 1945. Then we sold some memberships in it, got other people interested in it. But every time we'd sell or get a new member, we'd have to make out another deed. So instead of doing that, was very inconvenient. So at that time, we decided to incorporate. So we incorporated, issued a share of stock for each member. But it was 10 original members. And now I understand Gordon, what, he got about 35?
Yeah,
about 35 members now. And I don't remember exactly who the original 10. I could name a few of them. Most of them are dead. But I think there was Floyd Daughtry, Russell Cater, Bob Lucas, Bill Crownbaum, and Ernest Barnes, Dr. Butchell, me, and B.L. Pierce, and J.B. Harrell, and Dick B. And I think George Skinner. I think they were the original ones, but I could be wrong. But that's how we got the pond.
The original name for the mill pond back in 1864 was Marsh's Mill Pond. And the original mill site was 100 yards east of the present mill house. And the Yankees in the Civil War burnt the mill house down, and it was rebuilt here where the one now is standing in 1915. In 1923, when A.W. Harrell, my uncle Alan, was a miller, the dam broke here at the original site of the mill house, which was destroyed by the Yankees. And that was fixed by hauling dirt out of this mill pond with wheelbars and roll it and fix the dam. And
That's it right over there.
that's the place right there.
I was fishing up the pond one day, and I noticed a man and his wife were fishing in a boat, and it looked like it was going to come up a storm. And about time to go anyway, so I had a little motor on my boat, And he was right good ways up the pond. He had to paddle back. So I asked him if he'd like for me to pull him back. He said yes, he would. So after we got that back down to the mill house, we heard a couple of shots up the pond. And he said, "What is that?" I said, "Oh, somebody up there shooting ducks." And he said, "Well, it's out of season." He said, "I'm a game warden." And he said, "I better go up there and investigate." I said, "Go ahead. Paddle up there, because I'm not going to take you." He said, "Forget it." Well, the cabin on my right here was built by Robert Cater, who used to be the Chevrolet dealer in town. And he died. His wife still owns it. And the next one to it belongs to Percy House now.
I think that's him, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Percy.
Wave at him, so he'll wave back at us.
I had a widow friend of mine down here fishing. She loved to fish. So I brought her down here, and I had a electric motor. But the battery was right heavy. And we got back to the dock. I was trying to get that heavy battery out the boat. And the boat left the dock, and I lost my balance and fell overboard right up to my neck. And she sat there and laughed and laughed and laughed. And I was so glad I almost pulled her in the damn water. I always did like to fish when I had somebody else paddling the boat.
That was right.